So by this point, I've worked at a few different fitness centers and recreation centers, and one of my favorite areas to be in by far is the fitness floor. You just get to see so much. There's a lot of different knowledge bases. There's people who just do fitness differently. And from that, you also get to see that there's some people who know exactly what they're doing, the lucky people who know how to move without ever really being taught how to. And then bows, your elbows. What's up, FitTube? My name is DJ Scott, and this is Vicarious View. And if you have ever caught yourself with your elbows in these positions, or if you have no clue what's wrong with the videos I just showed, stay tuned because today we're going to help you fix your push-up and your tricep kickback. Let's get it. So the first exercise we're going to talk about today is the tricep kickback, and this one seems to be messed up more often because people don't really understand why positioning is so important or how certain muscles work. So to start off, positioning. Ideally, we want our torso to be parallel to the ground. The upper arm will be in line with your torso, leaving your lower arm to hang freely. In this position, you would go back and forth from a bent arm to a straight arm. And from this position, you want to remember that that upper arm should not move much at all. It should be pretty much pinned at the shoulder and at the elbow to your torso. The only thing that's really moving is just the bottom of the arm. The muscle this exercise works is the tricep, or that little muscle on the backside of your arm. So either right here or right here. Now, how we look at this, the tricep, its major job is to straighten or extend the arm at the elbow from a bent position. So from here, the tricep is going to work to pull the arm down. Now, the issue is when we stand and we're relaxed, our arms are already straight. This is sort of where this exercise gets confused. In order to get the most out of this, we actually need to have that lower arm fight against gravity. And if we go back to that positioning setup that I talked about before, you'll notice that first cue was getting the torso parallel or close to parallel to the ground. What that does is makes your lower arm have to fight against gravity on its way up, especially when that weight is in its hands. If I stand up and I'm not bent over and I extend and bend my arm, this looks like another exercise that's very popular, the bicep curl. Now, we're not going to say that the triceps are working to bring the arm down in this because they're not. We have to kind of focus on two terms here, concentric and eccentric, or shortening and lengthening of a muscle. When our bicep curl, or in our bicep curl, I should say, when we're bringing this arm up, our bicep, the muscle in the front of our arm, is working to bring our lower arm upwards. However, on the way down, it is also working, lengthening to bring this arm down, not the tricep. So when I go back to this video, you'll see in that bottom torso position, or parallel to the ground torso position, that forearm is hanging freely, and now it has to work against gravity to come up. The muscle that's doing that in that instant is going to be the tricep. And that leaves us with the push-up. So for this exercise, what I commonly see is those elbows get really flared up. And what we want to actually get into is the hands right outside the chest. The shoulder blades, or those bones on the top part of our back, are going to be closer together and down. And from here, we want to see a straight line from our shoulders to our point of contact on the ground, whether that is our knees or our feet. And one of my favorite ways to explain this to clients is, instead of looking like a T with those elbows flared all the way up, or an I with those elbows really close to the body, we want to be somewhere in between those two positions and look a lot more like an arrow. So now that we have a better understanding of the positioning, we also still need to understand which muscle groups this exercise is working. So for the push-up, that muscle group is going to be the chest or the pectorals, for that more scientific name. And what we've come to understand, when those elbows get really flared up high, it tends to put a lot of unwanted stress on our shoulders, and it stops the chest from being able to do its job as well. So again, elbows up high, not as much chest, more stress on the shoulders. And when those elbows are really close to the body, it's not necessarily a really bad position. It just tends to work a lot more on the triceps than it does the chest. And so if your goal is to do a little bit more of the chest work in this position, then you do want to be, again, in that nice arrow position for your push-up. And that's it for our 2 exercises for today. Please like this video if you got anything from it, and share it out to a family member or a friend if you feel like there's something that they can get from this content. And comment down below if you ever caught yourself in this position, or if there's any other exercises that you think are primarily messed up by the elbow positioning. Again, thank you for watching. As always, stay fit, stay educated, and be blessed. And I'll see you next time on Vicarious View.
Perfect, perfect.